Chapter 21. Entropy, Applying the Laws of Physics to the Economy and Our Tax Structures. Part 3.
Every system in the universe, from the Milky Way galaxy to the human body, or a corporation to a country's government, all battle against a similar natural force: entropy. Entropy is, essentially, the breaking down of order into a more random and uncertain state. To continue our thought experiment with econophysics and Carnot efficiency, we can further examine the subject from the perspective of entropy, as the reduction of entropy in a system can lead to structural improvement or a higher level of organization. In our physical world, more structure could increase functionality and lead to a higher potential for value creation. This perspective offers another insight into the debate about financial equity and inequity. Under temperature differentiation, the expanded elements of the second law of thermodynamics detail that entropy always increases unless external effort is applied, or that a system in nature always moves from more order to less order. Think about how ice cubes, an object in a state of higher order or more structured, melt into water, a liquid in a state of lower order or less structured. Similarly, dissolving sugar crystals or a burning campfire are other examples of increasing entropy. Energy is always being distributed, leading toward equalization. Thermodynamics states that a system of equilibrium, or a system at the highest level of equality, has the highest level of entropy, with the least functionality and potential to yield valuable work. History has demonstrated to us time and time again that a society with total wealth equality, such as a pure communist utopia, always has a diminished motivation toward work and innovation, personal dissatisfaction, and socioeconomic decline. We can recall this in the demise of the Soviet Union, the decline of Cuba, or the stagnation in communist China before its economic reform. By extension, a perfect Lorenz curve, that is the highest Gini coefficient that details absolute wealth equality and implies the highest entropy, is not a good thing, nor a state to be desired. Equality should always be interpreted as equal opportunity, rather than equal wealth. And as a society, it is important to make progress through the promotion and protection of equal opportunity. As part of society's structure and its tax system, the motivation and outcomes of wealth creation should never be penalized. The deadly mistake of the progressive tax system is its propensity to manipulate the laws of nature to artificially force the perfect Lorenz curve upon a society. Looking at progressive taxes and its increasing rates show that, in principle, it is based upon the notion of income equalization. By differentially taxing income, it effectually penalizes productivity and equalizes temperatures, in turn lowering motivation, diminishing differentiation, reducing work output, and increasing entropy, or the tendency toward laziness. Alternatively, the ABT tax, which is consistent with the principles of thermodynamics, draws tax revenue from the total injected resource, that is, all tax transactions of the total monetary resource injected into a society's economic engine, and thus avoids penalizing productivity, meaning work. When considering the Carnot efficiency of a tax system using the temperature differentiation formula, analogically, T1 could represent the motivation of entrepreneurship, and T2 the human propensity toward non-work-producing activity. With its large base and very low tax rate, the ABT tax motivates. ABT increases temperature differentiation by decreasing T2-T1 ratio, increasing Carnot efficiency and moving away from an unhealthy equilibrium promotes innovation, expands work, resists the natural tendency of entropy increase, and provides true equal opportunity, meaning promoting equally and offering or providing opportunity to everyone to foster a meritocracy. These elements, in turn, grow the collective wealth in all individuals in a society, by moving an economy toward a naturally driven, optimal Gini coefficient. The truth is that we might never know the exact optimal Gini coefficient, but we should at least do our best to look for a tax system that allows the economic engine to follow natural laws like thermodynamics, as this will likely lead us to a more optimal economy. In looking at the two Carnot engine graphs of Figure 10, which examine the relative efficiency of the ABT tax compared to the progressive income tax, the math is clear. Please visit the website to see this graph. In our thought experiment of the science of the Carnot engine, the graphs show that the ABT tax system is significantly more efficient and superior to the progressive tax system. The ABT tax system has the dynamic potential to produce a larger GDP while allowing all individuals to pay a lower tax rate and corporations to fairly pay taxes. And the total collected revenue is still sufficient to fully fund a functional government, including the improvements needed for societal infrastructure and to provide for the poor in correct proportion. Our scientific applications to the technology-based ABT tax further support the premise that it will do more to remedy the inequities and inequalities of opportunity in the economy and create more jobs than any other tax structure, a powerful system working to reignite the American dream. Additionally, the ABT tax will do more to fund shortfalls in Social Security, Medicare, and the national debt than any other tax system. It is a simple and profound step that will rekindle upward mobility. The data is clear, all because it is set at a very low tax rate and at the broadest base possible, and because the power of technology ensures that everyone, individuals, and companies pay with no loopholes for the special interests. It is truly equitable and mathematically sound. Science, not guesswork. There is an interesting question hidden in the U.S. Constitution. From a scientific perspective, what is the Constitution's first principle? Is it to redistribute wealth in an effort to produce financial equality? Or is it to maximize individual freedom? Though there is no clear answer in the text, a review of the Founding Fathers' perspective and the Constitution's amendments over our history leans toward a principle of maximizing individual freedom and providing equal opportunity for all, which conceptually embraces the concept of taxing everyone with an unbiased mechanism. These are the attributes of the ABT tax, and when a quantitative interpretation of equal opportunity is implemented, it will advance society for the benefit of all. Today's congressional leaders on both the Republican and Democratic sides must be strong enough to show the way. They need to marshal the passage of this high technology, mathematically and scientifically supported new ABT tax structure to secure the future of our children and grandchildren. If they take this action, this would be the ultimate act of patriotism and courage,